We're back with Sam from Prosper Films, who's a West Midland-based videographer who has an alternative approach to wedding films. So Sam's really looking forward to this one. So basically what we've done in the past with myself and Mitch is do 10 quick-fire questions and give ourselves 1 minute to answer them. The whole idea is that we can give you a lot of value in 1 minute, and it also helps me with the short form content. So we're going to go straight into it with Sam. Sam doesn't know what these questions are, so he can't be prepped for them. Mitch, have you got the timer ready?
I've got the timer ready. I'm poised and ready to go.
Once I've said the question, Mitch will hit the timer. Okay. If something weird comes into your mind, feel free to say.
It will.
And we'll go from there. Okay, so what's the best piece of advice you wish you had received when you first started in wedding videography? Go.
Be a nice person. I have no idea.
That's good.
Be a nice person.
Yeah.
We're going with that.
Okay.
Is that it? We've got a whole minute.
Be a nice person because word of mouth gets you really far.
Okay. This is not 10 seconds.
Speaking really fast. So for another 45 seconds, if you wouldn't mind just elaborating.
Yeah, well, you kind of mentioned that in a previous episode,
Yeah.
but you know, like I've said, and I know this is his question, but you know, if people like you, they'll book you.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go for learn your craft then.
Learn your craft.
Learn your craft. Learn everything that camera does, because if you don't, then you're not going to get the best out of anything.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll cut there.
Okay. Yep.
Stop. Right. That's you can fill the minute.
2 questions. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we did that on our first one. We were like, no, just slow it down. We've got a whole minute. Okay, so right, ready for the next question, Sam. What is the what? Sorry, I'll start that again.
Christ, it's
But
not
keep
part
that
of
in
your
the edit.
Take as long as you like.
No, because the next guest next week is coming in
next week.
soon. What has been the most challenging aspect you face as a wedding videographer, and how do you generally overcome it?
Probably self-doubt.
Massive.
It's got to
could
be
a whole-
everyone probably picks that, but it is.
No, they don't know, but that's yeah.
It's crazy though, because I look at your stuff and I go, you bastard.
It can depend on the time of day whether I like it or not.
But honestly, I look
you
at it
have-
so good, and I look at it, and everything is so consistent, and I'm like, oh, it's so good. And then you go, no, but I just don't like it sometimes. I'm like, why not? It's so good.
I'm really critical. I've done it with everything. I used to play in a band. I was critical with that.
Yeah.
I'm probably the worst person to
So
be around.
do you get imposter syndrome then as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I texted you, didn't I, when you said coming on here, and I was like, I've got imposter syndrome now.
No chance. I saw
that's
something.
mad.
I think might have been Tej that said it. It was like, if someone actually is paying you and you are making a living of it, whether you think you're not or whatever.
Who's the imposter? Yeah.
How's the imposter that you literally are living living the dream, but you're living the experience that you're thinking that you're not good enough for, but you actually are doing it. So you're not an imposter in any way, are you?
That's it. Bang on a minute.
Whoa,
wicked.
Oh, we've got a minute per question.
Yeah,
I was like, minute for all these questions. Man, I've got to get these out.
Wow, no, Jesus, that's shortest.
That's why I went
1 minute episode.
Next.
No, per question. Christ. But we did it, honestly, we did explain this to him before.
Oh, man.
Right, okay.
I wish I'd have answered the first question better.
No. Well,
I'd have gone for wing it.
Yeah, right.
Definitely wing. I'm winging it now.
Okay, right. Ready? Question number 3 is trying to look there.
Oh, sorry, I can't see
cheating.
it.
Stop
I've
cheating,
got my
mate.
glasses on.
What are the key factors to consider when pricing your services as a wedding videographer? Go.
I think you've got to consider the amount of time that you're going to put into it, and that includes everything. So like we said earlier, you're going to be searching for music for hours. It's not just one of those things where you go, oh, it's this one done. That works perfectly. Half the time you'll be chopping up that song and rearranging bits, and I end up doing bits myself as well.
Yeah. So I'll play.
Time. And what you've got to do on the day. Have you got to travel? Have you got to? I don't know. You've just got to value yourself. Like I used to lowball weddings, and then I realised I was like, well,
I've just spent 3 weeks on this for like 600 quid.
Yeah. It's funny because you think you've got this big number in, say, I don't know, £1,500 or whatever, and you think that's a big number. So in its entirety, it is.
Yeah.
But then when you break down all the little bits you put into it, you're like, hold on, I've just spent like 2 weeks worth of time realistically, or you know what I mean, into it, and it's just it's
like,
crazy.
depending on what you do on the wedding day. Like,
That's it. Timer up. Oh, stop.
You need one of those.
No, on the recorder, it's got a little touchpad and it's got all those kind of features in it. I was like, yes.
We need to get a soundboard. What do you mean
on the rules? Stream Deck.
What do you mean on the rules? Honestly, I just couldn't continue filming after he started saying that.
Anyway, let's keep on track. Can you share any tips for effectively marketing yourself and standing out in a competitive market? Because it is quite saturated. Go.
Put videos up of yourself. I'm answering really fast again.
You're right, mate.
I'd do videos of yourself. I think when I worked in the pub, they always used to say, personal videos go further. And I was like, no, they don't. All the nice flashy ones do.
Yeah.
They don't. Because like I said earlier, like watching people who put up all these posh videos of like a staged wedding, that makes you seem unreachable. Yeah. Whereas I think if you put more personal stuff up,
are you just talking to camera or
yeah,
just
anything? I started putting stuff on my page of just me faffing around with guitars half the time because it's what I like doing, and if people sort of like that, then they jump in on it. Or sometimes we'll do stupid, like people will end up filming me and I'll just be myself on camera.
You've done stuff with like decorating a house and that.
Yeah.
Like, so we hate painting. I was like, yes, we do too. But you're connecting with people, and everyone's a potential a client, I guess, unless they're already married.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. Bosh. Cool. Next question. How do you handle unexpected challenges or last-minute changes during a wedding shoot? Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You problem solve.
You panic and run away.
So, like, touch wood, veneer. Always, I'm over prepared for weddings. So if a mic goes, I've got spare other ones. I've got like 6 to take with me on the day.
Backups.
I have backups, cameras. I have backup lenses.
What about things like changing in weather conditions when you plan something outside?
You've just got to roll with it, haven't you?
Yeah.
You again, like, don't try and make this fantastic thing out of a wedding day that isn't going to do that. Like, I've worked with people that will try and do that. They want this wedding to look like this, but I'm like, but you're never going to get it out of this venue. So don't just lean into what you've got.
Yeah. So, and that's something I always talk about this that Mitch said, if I can get 80% of what I need, I know I can do a good wedding video. And every time I do the odd wedding now, I'm like, 8%, that's all I need. Yeah.
And if it comes back and they're a bit sort of like, off about it.
Sorry, that's good. Literally just like cut the video there, sorry. What's one common mistake you see new wedding videographers make and how can it be avoided? Go.
Gimbals.
They
just gimbal everything.
Just hold the gimbal all day.
I think.
Gimbals, and they choose music that has ukuleles in it.
So what's wrong with for people, give them context, why not gimbals?
You're just unmotivated movement in nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all like, I get it. I use a gimbal sometimes. Like if it's table settings, you can.
You need
if you film it on a tripod, it may as well be a picture. So add a bit of movement. Or like what we started doing now is I take lighters with me and I blow out our candles and relight them and stuff. But I get Pippa's hand to do it because
of course,
I've got eczema. My hands look like I've been dug up.
Wow.
They do.
Go back to that self-doubt. I look like I'm dug up.
My friend said that about me.
Your friend?
Yeah, my friend Pete was
I would
like,
cancel
like
that friend. Okay, cool. On to the next. In your experience, what are some effective ways to showcase your portfolio and attract potential clients?
Man, it depends where you get the most traction. For us, it's Instagram. Everyone's already there. And to be honest, like I'd say 80% of our bookings come through Instagram for weddings anyway.
Yeah, that's big.
And then we sort of push them to the website to fill out like a form.
Do you have a call with them before the form or do you just do the form then the call?
Once they've requested, once they've messaged us, I normally send them our brochure, which has like, it's written how I speak.
Yeah.
So it's all in there. And then I'm like, if you want to have a chat about anything more, I'm like, write down a list of questions and we can jump on a Zoom call and then we do it from there.
Yeah. Cool.
Gives you a chance to sort of meet them, they meet us, and I'll tell them how we do that day.
How do you approach client consultations and ensure you understand their vision for the wedding video? You've kind of covered this, but let's go in it.
So to make sure we understand like a couple's expectations from us, we have Zoom calls with them. I like face-to-face meetings. I'm no good over email. I'm one of those people that replies to texts with like,
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs
I'm
up.
so bad at texting. I think it sounds horrible. So I jump on Zoom calls and then we just sit there for like 40 minutes and I'm like, grab a drink.
Yeah.
Like we sit there and have a beer, have a chat, have a natter.
Sound.
They get to know what I'm like and I'll just tell them how I do it and the reasons why. I'm quite blunt with people.
Yeah.
Not in a rude way, but I will say that's not achievable.
Yeah.
Or this doesn't work for video. Group shots don't work for video.
No.
It's just you going,
There we go. Bing, bing.
like, the end of that one's going to be you going,
We're just going to put that on loop for the whole episode. It's like a new Rickroll.
every 5 minutes, splice it in.
Just one frame or 2 frames. Okay. What are some valuable resources or educational materials you recommend for aspiring wedding videographers? You know, how can they best learn?
For anyone starting out, I'd recommend YouTube.
Yeah.
Everything's on YouTube.
YouTube University, as I call it.
And some people are wrong on there, but you'll learn that yourself.
Yeah.
Once you start like going through things, you'll figure out, and then you'll be like, oh, how can I better that?
Yeah.
YouTube is for us.
I think for me is just doing it. You know, start off. If you're just literally starting out, go do one for free.
Yeah.
And it's a baptism of fire, isn't it? You're like, is this for me, really?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Like, I think you can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but actually going into that scenario and doing the work, there's things that will crop up that you will not hear in a YouTube video. You won't think about until it happens. It's like my first ever wedding video. Had a 64 gigabyte card. Thought that'd be enough.
Yeah.
You know when it ran out? On the first dance. And Ian, who's one of our other guests on here, he was shooting
64 gigs.
Yeah, 64 gig. He filmed some on his photo camera for like 20 seconds for me. That's it, done.
I wasn't even watching.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
Okay, yeah. Oh, Christ, that was not good, but yeah. So last one.
I just get straight out panic.
Yeah, so this is kind of similar to others, but finally, what advice would you give to someone who's passionate about videography but unsure if wedding videography is the right path? Because it is completely different, isn't it? Yeah. What did you say?
Just try it.
Just try it. Just have a crack.
Same with anything, isn't it? Just try it.
Just give it a
But
go.
it'll hurt.
A bit hurt, but it'll feel
You'll
better.
get used to it.
And it'll hurt less if you don't use a gimbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I guess that kind of wraps it up. You got anything else you want to add?
No.
For people who didn't see your other episode, they can catch that up here on the old info card. But you were looking up. No, that goes into the video.
It's here.
It's here. It's here. It's here. Well, it depends. If it's
Believe me, it'll be here.
I'm going to do that now. Good for you. But where can people find out more about you? Best contact you and see your work.
My mobile number is Instagram.
Easy.
PRSPR Films.
Or which
on
is short
Instagram,
for
which is short for Prosper.
Films. Cool.
Because no one knows what that is.
That was great. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was good laugh.
Cheers.